Darren, you must feel deeply disappointed both at the result and at the performance this afternoon.
Yeah, we are disappointed. I think first and foremost, I have to obviously apologise to the supporters. Our first 45 minutes, I didn't see that coming. Um, we didn't do the basics well enough. I felt they outworked us. They were fighting for first and second balls. The goals we conceded were really soft from our point of view, and it probably just like at half time left me questioning in terms of one, the players' preparation, and maybe two, do they value the importance of it as a team, because we're all committed to this football club, and it means a lot for the supporters and the football club itself to have a successful one. And I didn't see enough fight. They didn't show me enough that they wanted to win that game.
And we talked before the match, and Wimborne played exactly as you predicted they would.
Yeah, we'll always make sure our preparation's right going into the game. I've watched them enough that Josh Carmichael I had at Yeovil, the boy Fletcher up top. I said exactly how he was going to play today, and we talked about how difficult he can be to mark. They had numbers behind the ball. One ball they hit you on the counter attack, but having said that, we just didn't have enough fight. And they outworked us, and that's disappointing because I take that personally, because I expect the minimum requirement is you've got to be able to run and compete and win your duels, and you can be having a bad game and you can have misplaced passes and you could look a little bit nervous, but there's no excuse for me to ever see that first 45-minute performance again.
And how do you take this forward?
I think it's probably showed me a lot in terms of where I'm at and where the team's at. So I made it pretty clear, and when we got beat the other week, that we've got to make changes. I've brought in Jake Tabor, so I know, looking at his game, I'm expecting a hunger and a desire and a commitment. And a work rate, so I know I'll get that from him, and it's a process that I have to deal with this year, and I'm hoping the experienced players take a little bit more accountability and responsibility, but I have to apologise, me personally, for that performance today to the supporters and to everyone else involved with Bath City.
The other positive was you did have Jordan Alvis coming back onto the pitch for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, he looks very controlled and comfortable on the ball. He's always looking to dribble, drive. He can find a pass. So yeah, that was really good to have him back. But it was too late. We're relying on the same players to score goals, and I think as a group, it's probably the first time where I'm saying, "Come on, lads, start driving a little bit more in terms of your standard, and we need to see more of their ability in their role and responsibility. If as a forward, are you running in behind? Are you holding the ball up? Or are you scoring goals? If as a defender, you're winning your duels. They're all the aspects of why they're at the football club. And if I'm consistently seeing lately on a basis of of poor performances, then you have to look at yourself, and you have to look at how you can make those changes. So it's been one of them where these moments, you've got to bottle them, and I'm expecting these players to bounce back, but it's far too often we're looking at start of the season good and then one or two indifferent performances. Now, is that preparation? Are they valuing the competition enough? Because I didn't see it for 45 minutes there.
And especially disappointing for, the Bath City fans who, as you know, have been crying out for an FA Cup run for ages.
Yeah, and they've travelled in numbers again today. I was expecting, to go down there at the end and, see their frustrations, but I'm amazed how they're still supporting the team in the best way that they can, because, they deserve more. And, I didn't ask for a lot today apart from fight and passion and desire and commitment. And that's where I've felt a little bit let down, that I didn't see that in my team, and I very rarely often say that.
And next Saturday you've got Chelmsford. You will have your signing from Swindon available by then, you think?
Yeah, it'd be good. You know, I will speak to the club to try and get another player in again. So yeah, we'll make sure we keep building this squad in the right way to try and make sure we get better performances and more wins.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us, Darren.
Thank you.
you.
Cheers.